Good morning, dear teacher. I am going to tell you the initial analysis to The Nightingale and the Rose story by Oscar Wilde. Notice, there was a picture of a young man sitting on the ground. The text was written in prose, and the title left me confused since there are two characters, but I was not able to identify who the protagonist could be without starting to read it. Pattern. The author uses and repeats some phrases and dialogues reflecting the altruistic effort that makes the Nightingale for helping the young student. He also uses patterns to encourage her to make a red rose, despite she had to sacrifice her life to get it. Finally, the author uses the simple past, but he employs the simple present and the future with the will to emphasize facts that will happen. Regarding the contrast point of this story, the author uses the pronoun she to describe a nightingale, even though she is of the male genre. Similarly, he highlights love as a supreme feeling more valuable than precious emeralds, but he also showed it with a requirement imposed. Feeling. The story was developed in a ironic tone because all the characters seem to understand that there is not reason to suffer from the material things like a rose, and it becomes disturbing since it seems that anyone could stop the nightingale's die. What basically it is about? An unnecessary suicide. The nightingale finished with her life for making a red rose, believing that this sacrifice will give a student's love, but it was never close to happening. What would you like to know more about? Why the author uses and employs compound words joined with hyphen, like to hyphen tomorrow? Why does not he only write tomorrow? Also, I will classify this story of the Nightingale and the Rose as a fairy tale, since it uses fantasy but also a narrative text that describes a romantic story with a bitter taste at the end. Who is addressing for children, adults, and people in society, since the author talks about animals but he focuses on solving a problem? Where and when? The story was written in 1888. The setting is in the garden, where the nightingale knew that the problem the student had, and also the cold weather was the perfect environment for a red rose to never grow. How precisely it is done? The author uses clear and simple language with short grammatical structures, and he also makes comparisons, employs a variety of adjectives and a lot of exclamation marks. Why does it seem to have been right to tell us that money and like a rose cannot give us happiness, because we never put our attention to love and only search to get the rose? Finally, if the text were changed, the message could not be understood. So this story represents the current society where people search to accumulate material things, thinking it is the key to being happy, but they continue feeling empty. Thank you so much.